And I came with a cry of a hunted child. Pharaoh's shadow stretching far and wide. My mama held me close with trembling hands, said, son, the world is cruel to a Hebrew man. They were drowning boys for the fear of one, and I was just a whisper of a promised son. I didn't see the soldiers, didn't hear their blames, but heaven broke the silence in the mess they made. 'Cause I was born in a chain, born beneath the weight of another man's reign. But before I knew my name, God was already writing freedom in my veins. Yeah, I was born in a chain. Freedom had my name. They hid me in a basket made of fear and faith, set me on a river only God could trace. Water kissed the reeds like a trembling choir, while angels pushed me past the empire's fire. And Pharaoh's daughter found me drifting there, a Hebrew baby in a house of prayerless air. I floated like a secret in a serpent's den, but the Lord said, boy, this ain't your end. 'Cause I was born in a chain, born beneath the weight of another man's reign. But before I knew my name, God was already writing freedom in my veins. Yeah, I was born in a chain, but freedom had my name. And every tear my mama cried was a prophecy in disguise. Every heartbeat in that tiny chest was a promise saying, not yet, not yet, I ain't done with you yet. I was born in a chain, but chains break easy when the Lord ordains. Pharaoh built his throne on fear and pain, but God called freedom where my blood remains. Yeah, I was born in a chain, but freedom had my name. Freedom had my name.
I learned to walk in sandals made of royal gold, but my heartbeat never matched the stories I was told. The silk on my skin, but a fire underneath, a whisper in my blood saying, boy, you ain't what they think. I ate at Pharaoh's table with a borrowed name, but everybody bite tasted like someone else's shame. Two voices in my chest fought for the same breath. One born of comfort, one born of death. I was caught between two worlds, one crown, one clan. Prince by their eyes, but a slave in God's plan. Walking marble halls with a stranger stands. Two worlds pulling hard on one man. Yeah, two worlds, one man. Watch the chains they wrapped around my brother's bone. Heard the cracking of the whips like thunder on stone. And something in me trembled like a lion waking slow. A truth I couldn't bury once I learned what I'd been shown. I had the Pharaoh schooling but a Hebrew soul. A heart that kept remembering what my mind didn't know. No throne could ever drown out that ancient cry, a song of a people who refused to die. I was caught between two worlds, one crown, one clan. Prince by their eyes, but a slave in God's plan. Walking marble halls with a stranger stands. Two worlds pulling hard on one man. Yeah, two worlds, one man. And I knew that someday I'd have to choose which blood to honor, which name to lose. The palace echoed with a hollow ring, a prince outside but a prophet within. Two worlds, one man, split like desert rock under God's own hand. I was raised in the light, but I walked in his plan, still learning who I was. One world at a time. Two worlds, one man. I saw the whip fall harder than a man could bear. Heard a cry that cut the desert like a ragged tear. Something ancient in me snapped like a rope, a storm inside a man who'd run out of hope. I stepped between the pain and the bleeding dust, not thinking about tomorrow, only what was just. I didn't hear a warning, didn't feel my breath, just a heartbeat racing faster than regret. There was blood in the sand and a trembling in my hands. I never meant to be an outlaw, but mercy doesn't ask for a plan. Yeah, there was blood in the sand, and the man I was didn't stand. He felt like a shadow in the burning light, and the sun watched over anything I couldn't make right. My breath came heavy like a guilty brand. I tried to hide the evidence with shaking hands, but the sand kept whispering, you can't stay here. And the wind blew the truth for all to hear. I buried more than a body in that desert floor. I buried who I was. I wasn't him anymore. There was blood in the sand and a trembling in my hands. A prince turned renegade, running from the land I'd always planned. Yeah, there was blood in the sand, and it washed away the man I am. Pharaoh's eyes burned hotter than the midday sun. Word spread fast, find him, he's the guilty one. So I ran with the clothes on my back and a soul undone, into a wasteland where my past couldn't follow, but my future had just begun. Blood in the sand, and the desert took my hand. Led me out to break me down so God could make a better man. Yeah, there was blood in the sand, and somehow it became his plan. I walk the desert like a ghost of a prince. Staff in my hand, nothing but sand and rinse. No palace, no crown, no throne to stand. Just stones and the silence stretching across the land. The wind whispers secret I never known, and I learned a man can stand even all alone. No one saw my tears, no one knew my name, but God shaped the clay while I played the game. I'm the shepherd of silence, learning life from the dust and the sheep. I'm the shepherd of silence. Every step in the desert, his promises keep. Yeah, I'm the shepherd of silence. Quiet hands, quiet heart, but a fire runs deep. I watch the sun carve shadows across the hills, heard the songs of the wind, the quiet of stills. Each rock and each stone had a story to tell,
edge of the wilderness night. I felt my heart open, I felt my soul ignite. No one called me mighty, no one knew my way, but God kept talking softly, shaping day by day. I'm the shepherd of silence, learning life from the dust and the sheep. I'm the shepherd of silence. Every step in the desert, His promises keep. Yeah, I'm the shepherd of silence. Quiet hands, quiet heart, but a fire runs deep. I didn't know then what the fire would bring, the day the bush would burn and I would hear Him sing. But every lonely night, every desert breath was the making of a man who would conquer death. I'm the shepherd of silence, learning life from the dust and the sheep. I'm the shepherd of silence. Every step in the desert, His promises keep. Yeah, I'm the shepherd of silence. Quiet hands, quiet heart, but a fire runs deep. I was tending my flock under a blazing sky when the desert whispered and the thorns burned high. A fire without consuming, a flame I couldn't touch. A voice called my name and it shook me too much. Remove your sandals, the wind seemed to say. This ground is holy, Moses, kneel and obey. My heart was racing, my knees hit the dust. Every fear I had, every doubt and mistrust. There's fire in the thorns, a voice I cannot ignore. God's calling me out to open freedom's door. Yeah, there's fire in the thorns, and I'll never be the same anymore. Go to Pharaoh, the voice cut through the flame. Lead my people out, speak my name. I'll be with you, don't fear the fight. My power will guide you, my truth is light. I tremble like a man unmade, but the fire and the thorns refuse to fade. Every step ahead felt heavy and wild, but God's whisper steadied this trembling child. There's fire in the thorns, a voice I cannot ignore. God's calling me out to open freedom's door. Yeah, there's fire in the thorns, and I'll never be the same anymore. Who am I to speak, to stand, to lead? I'm just a
shepherd, a man in need. But the fire spoke louder than all my shame, and I knew my life would never be the same. There's fire in the thorns, I hear the voice I understand. I'll face the Pharaoh with God holding my hand. Yeah, there's fire in the thorns, and the desert is where I take my stand. Yeah. Fire in the thorn. Walk through pillars carved with kings long dead. Every eye in the palace fixed straight on our tread. A shepherd in sandals, but a fire in my bones. Facing a throne cast in diamonds and stone. Pharaoh stared down with a cold serpent grin, but the God in my chest said, this is where you begin. I felt the weight of heaven, heavy as iron chains, but his voice thundered louder than all my fears and pains. He's a voice in the throne room, speaking fire to the crowd. God said, let his people go, and he won't back down. He's the voice in the throne room, and heaven shakes the ground. Pharaoh laughed like a jackal sitting high on his seat. Said, who is this God your people see? His magician smirked, snakes coiled at their feet. But the truth in my soul would not retreat.
Raise that staff and the air went still. A holy warning in the king's stone will chill.
My hands were shaking, but his strength held me up. But the power of God will be enough. He's a voice in the throne room, speaking fire to the crown. God said, let his people go, and he won't back down. He's a voice in the throne room, and heaven shakes the ground. Magic twisted, serpents rise, but truth burned hotter than every lie. Backstab hit stone and fear hit home, but Pharaoh's pride went deep as bone. This wasn't just a warning cry, it was destiny locked eye to eye. He's a voice in the throne room, and we're standing tall. God said, let his people go, and we echo every call. He's a voice in the throne room, and this is just the start of it all. He's a voice in the throne room, and heaven shakes the ground. We stood at the water's edge, the sunrise burning red, like the Lord was giving warning of the colors soon to spread. Aaron raised the staff, I felt the power grow. When wood kissed the Nile skin, the river bled, couldn't stop the flow. Blood rushed through the reeds, fell in Egypt's every vein. And Pharaoh watched us silent, but his pride refused to break. When God makes the water speak, no kingdom stands, can't escape the heat. We want him once, we'll want again. Let my people go, or face his hand. The river cried and the fish all died, still Pharaoh hardened deep inside. But we walked on with fire in our eyes, knowing heaven's just begun to rise. We walked through empty streets, still reeking of the river's death. And the air grew strangely restless with 1,000 tiny breaths. Frogs burst from every shadow, from the ovens, from the beds, croaking warnings on the marble where the crown had placed its head. Pharaoh called us to his chamber, said, pray this curse away. But when the frogs lay dead and silent, he cursed us both and turned away. When God makes the water speak, no kingdom stands, can't escape the heat. We warned him once, we'll warn again. Let my people go, or face his hand. Two signs passed, but pride still stayed. And the Lord said, more is on the way. So we walked back through the desert wind, knowing justice rolls again. The Lord said, take the dust, let it rise against their skin. So Aaron lifted his hand, and the desert answered him. Dust became a storm of light, a swarm that stung like burning wine. Nets filled every corner till Egypt bowed beneath the sun. Even Pharaoh's magicians cried, this is the finger of God. But the king still clung to pride, and the Lord said, victory will be mine. When the finger of God strikes sand, no mortal king can make a stand. We spoke his warning calm and clear, but Pharaoh closed his heart in fear. Still we walk back to the tents of night, knowing heaven's gearing for the fight. Just the first blows in the war to come, and the Lord has only just begun. So we wait for what he says, staffs in hand. Two brothers walking in his fire, till the last of Egypt bends. And though Pharaoh hates our names, we are not the ones he fights. For the God who struck the Nile will strike again before the night.
We stepped into the morning stillness, dust rising from our feet, when a low hum rolled across the desert, a warning heaven speaks. The Lord said, go and let him know my patience thins like dying light. So we walked right through his palace gates, and the sky turned black like endless night. Flies poured over every doorway, flooded every sacred hall, and Pharaoh's mask of iron pride showed his first crack in the wall. He prayed to gods of wood and bone, we prayed to him who moves the storm, and only one voice shook the earth when judgment took its form. Dark wings, broken gods, watching Egypt crawl. Every idol carved in gold looked hollow on the wall. We walked out with the desert wind, staffs humming with his call. 'Cause every time his word went forth, watched another false god fall. Dark wings, broken gods, no king could stop it all. Where the cattle once had roamed, but the ground was quiet as a grave, like death was claiming every stone. Egypt's priests cried out to heaven, but their God stayed deaf and cold. Not a single beast of Israel fell under that curse's hold. Pharaoh stared across the plains as he hid inside his tower, and the Lord said, take the furnace ash, let Egypt feel my power. So we tossed the ash into the air, watched the storm begin to rise, and boils bloomed across the land like scars under God's own eyes. Dark wings, broken gods, the palace shook with fear. Egypt ran from what they'd mocked, now judgment rang so clear. He drew the line with holy hands, still Pharaoh crossed it blind, and every scream in every street was mercy he declined. Dark wings, broken gods, the Lord was just in stride. Even those who cursed our names fell coughing to their knees. The boils burned like embers lit by the breath of unseen seas. But Pharaoh's heart was steel and stone, like behind a tyrant's pride. And we knew the night was coming when Egypt's light would die. Dark wings, broken gods, we
chaos, and the worst was still in store.
Clouds rolled in like iron walls, sky burning black with coming war. We felt the air go cold and still, like creation held its breath once more. Pharaoh's pride stood tall as mountains, up when mountains fall when God says fall. So we raised our hands to heaven, and the storm answered the call. Didn't need no swords or shields, just a fire in our bones. 'Cause when the Lord steps into battle, every kingdom shakes and groans. Night of the destroyer, thunder in his way. Hail came down like shadow stars to make the proud hearts break. Locusts like a tidal wave, darkness like a crown. And still the king kept holding on to the throne that God tore down. Night of the destroyer, and we kept walking on. We heard the screams in every courtyard, lightning dancing on the ground. Hailstones glowing blue with fire falling harder than the sound. But in Goshen there was stillness, not a single flame or scar. God draws lines no tyrant crosses, no matter who they think they are. Then came the whisper in the sand, stretch out your hand again. And locusts rose like living smoke across the desert and the plain. Night of the destroyer, field stripped naked clean. Locusts eating every dream Egypt thought it could redeem. Still Pharaoh clenched his trembling fist, still he tried to stand. But how can clay defy the voice that shaped it with his hands? Night of the destroyer, no kingdom could withstand. Then darkness fell, not night but something deeper, a weight that crushed the soul and made the bravest heart grow weaker. No torch could cut the black, no fire dared to glow, but Israel walked in perfect light where the Lord made the lamps to show. Pharaoh called us to his throne, a shadow where he shook, and we saw in his unseeing eyes the fear no God of Egypt took. Night of the destroyer, silence in the halls, shadows whisper judgment down the pillars and the walls. We walked out through the darkness with heaven in our stride, knowing one last plague was coming, no man could turn aside. Night of the destroyer, and the angel waits outside. feel the weight of heaven in the desert wind that night, like a whole world held its heartbeat underneath a veil of fright. Aaron stood there in the doorway, still trembling from the lamb, blood stained on the lintel, mercy written by God's hand. Whispers through the campfires, families gathered close and tight, every mother holding children like the dawn might miss the night. I felt the burden on my shoulders, freedom bought its sacred cost, 'cause deliverance always rises where innocent blood is lost. We didn't know the hour, didn't know the cry, only trusted in the promise, death will pass you by.
When the dark wind moved,
we heard Egypt's mournful cry.
when the dark wind moved,
You could feel an angel fly. When the dark wind moved, every door marked by the Lamb survived, and chains began to loosen on the night death passed us by. We walked among the people, saw their fear turn into faith, saw the trembling turn to stillness in the warmth the promise gave. Some held torches close to heaven, some knelt crying on the ground, some just waited in the quiet for the judgment to unbound. Then it came across the valley like the earth itself had wept, a wail rising from the cities where the firstborn sons had slipped. Pharaoh's pride shattered like glass upon the stone, and the throne that chained a nation suddenly stood alone. No power forged by kingdoms, no guard upon the throne can stand against the angel when God calls his people home.
when the dark wind moved,
Every idol turned to dust.
when the dark wind moved,
We saw justice, we saw trust. When the dark wind moved, we knew freedom's dawn was nigh, for mercy wore its crimson mark the night death passed us by. We ate the meal in haste, our sandals tied to run, the promise on our doorposts paid for by the sun. The tears of Egypt falling, the weight of heaven high, for judgment walked the darkness, but mercy walked our side. When the dark wind moved, heaven's shadow split the land. When the dark wind moved, we felt Yahweh's mighty hand. When the dark wind moved, the oppressor's crown ran dry, and a nation rose in freedom. When the angel passed us by.
when the dark wind moved, when the dark wind moved, when the dark wind moved, when the dark wind moved.
We stood there at the shoreline with the night wind in our bones, Pharaoh's army in the distance, beating war drums on the stone. People yelling, children crying, every fear they'd ever known, crashing down like waves behind me. No way out, no way home. The sand was shaking under sandals as the chariots drew near. Aaron looked at me like, brother, only God can get us clear. I lifted up my staff, though my hands were tired and warm, 'cause sometimes faith ain't peaceful, sometimes faith is riding storms.
And the wind rose up like a lion, and the sky split open wide. Heaven whispered, walk my son.
I'm about to change the tide.
And the sea pulled back,
Like it knew the name I carry,
and the sea stood high,
like a wall too proud to bury.
and the sea lit up
With the fire heaven showed when the Lord carved out our freedom on the Red Sea Road. Lightning danced across the water, turned the darkness blue and white. Children staring at the path like God himself had struck the night. Some were shaking, some were praying, some were frozen in their fears. So I shouted, don't look backward, your deliverer is here. We stepped into the miracle, feet on ground that once was waves. Every heartbeat like a drum line echoing the sound of slaves, turning into sons and daughters as we crossed that parted sea. And every step felt like a promise, finally breaking chains off me.
behind us roared the armies, but ahead burned heaven's glow, and the walls stood like mountains till the last in line could go.
And the sea pulled back till we walked on dust and thunder,
And the sea stood high,
crashing down on Pharaoh's hunger.
and the sea lit up
Like a prophecy foretold when the Lord closed in our danger on the Red Sea Road. I didn't part the waters, I just lifted up my hand. It was God who split the ocean, God who made a way through sand. It was God who drowned the darkness, God who shattered every chain. I just walked the path he opened through the middle of the rain.
and the sea pulled back,
Till the last one crossed to freedom,
and the sea roared shut,
on the army sent to seize them.
and the sea stood still,
When the victory was shown and a nation rose in worship on the Red Sea Road. I live my my voice to the Lord, for he has triumphed in his might. Horse and rider he has cast into the deep of the night. The Lord is my strength and my song, my salvation standing tall. This is my Father's God, and I will praise him above all. Yahweh is a warrior, his name shakes every throne. The seas obey his whisper, and the storms are his alone. The nations tremble at his footsteps, the mountains bow at his command. The Lord forever reigns with a mighty outstretched hand. Pharaoh's chariots and soldiers, he sank beneath the waves. The deep waters close around them like the silence of a grave. At the blast of your nostrils, Lord, the waters rose upright. The flood stood still like towers in the fury of your light. Our enemies cried, we'll chase them, we'll draw our swords again. But one breath from heaven's lungs erased the pride of man. Yahweh is a warrior, his fire breaks every chain. The seas rise at his anger, and they settle at his reign. Your right hand shatters kingdom, your mercy lifts the weak. The Lord forever reign in power fierce and meek. Who is like you among the gods, holy in your majesty, awesome in your splendor, working wonders none can see. You stretched out your right hand and the earth swallowed our foe, but in love you led your people on the path where freedom grows. The nations hear and tremble, terror grips Philistines' heart. Edom shakes like cracking stone, Moab's princes fall apart. Canaan melts before you, Lord, as your people pass through the land, till you plant us on the mountain where your sanctuary stands.
Yahweh is a warrior,
Our King forevermore.
he shattered those who chained us.
He opened freedom's door from the sea to the holy mountain, from the dust to the promised land. The Lord forever reigns with a mighty outstretched hand. Oh,